All right, I think we are live. Doing something a little bit different today. So today we're actually inside the mind of a noob. So this is the alternate progress series. For those of you who don't know, um, yeah, this is the alternate progress series. For those of you who don't know, this is essentially a series that I created specifically to help newer players. It's completely free to play. Kind of taking the back burner with work, the full-time YouTube videos, and college. So kind of on the back burner, but the purpose of this is to show you that regardless, you don't need to pay to beat this game. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to get this character ready to progress towards World 4. And the way I'm going to go about doing that is I'm going to get one character, which the character I did it on the first time was a hunter. It's going to be a hunter again. And then essentially all the other characters are going to form a support role to, help that character progress. So we're going to go through all of these characters. Allens, welcome, brother. Yes, finally. Were you waiting for Inside the Mind of a Noob? I'm happy you're excited, brother. It's a Friday. We should all be excited. So I'm going to get all the characters ready to progress and then also into their respective roles. So essentially what's going to happen is my main, which is R99, level 90 hunter, he is going to push all of World 3. And essentially all the other characters are going to support him in that endeavor. So whether that's getting the gear for stronger gear, stronger armor, stronger weapon, whatever it might be, they're going to be in that support function. They're also going to be getting whatever materials we need for the vials. They're going to be doing trapping. They're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. So our Squire right here is going to get into a position to start mining for us. And he's going to be our full-time miner, and he's going to be getting us everything we need. So since the characters for the most part should be starting over with a completely blank slate, I'm also going to go over skilling specs, especially when you're in the early game. So AFK gains, of course, we're going to take that. We're also going to max out our Fist of Rage. And then we should have just enough points to be able to put 100 points into Health Booster. Now, purpose of Health Booster, if you did not know, the more health you have, there is a bubble in the Warrior tab on the Alchemy. Let's see if I can't just pull it up for you guys. And essentially what it does is it increases your mining based on how much health you have. Let's see if I can't find that bad boy for you guys. Okay, I might not have unlocked it yet. We're still very, very early into this game. So it doesn't look like we've unlocked it unless I missed it. I don't think I did. No, I don't think we have it. Oh, nope, there we go. It was the third one. So Hardy Diggy. So as it is right now, it is a 0.5% mining efficiency per power of 10 max HP that your character has. So the more health you have, boom, the more that you're going to be mining. So we are going to come on over. Shouldn't have to do too much with our obols. We don't have a super large obol collection. This isn't the main game, so we're not too hot there. I think that looks good enough as it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this character ready. We're going to get him with the mining. Dump some points into there. Perfect. And then before we use all our points, we're going to try and pump up FMJ just a little bit more. Perfect. All right, coming into tab 2, what I do, always put max points into Big Pick. Excellent. And then since this account is not going to be around long enough to actually benefit from having a Maestro with the right hand of skill, it will benefit us more to put points into Tempestuous Emotions, just because, like I said, if you're just tuning in, this is the Inside the Mind of a Noob. It is a free-to-play account. Once we get to World 4 and we've solidified ourselves at World 4, You know, this account's going to go bye-bye. I'm going to have a drop party. I'm going to drop, you know, all the gear, all the equipment we've gotten, just going to throw it on the ground. We're going to have a big party, and we're going to watch all of that stuff delete itself. So since we're not going to get to the point where the Maestro's right-hand skill, which is what boosts your efficiency much later on into the game, since we're not going to have that, we're actually going to put 100 points into Tempestuous Emotions, because we do want to level up our mining as much as possible. What do you recommend FMJ and Shacklersy level should be upon arrival at World 4? Okay, so to answer Alan's question, when on the main account I got to World 4 for the first time, I was not good at the game, and I still don't think I'm good at the game. But to answer his question, I was at 35 FMJ and around the same for Shacklersy. And there was a lot of moving things I had to do in order to be able to progress through World 4, or to World 4. So if you could get anything above level 35 in both, I think you're going to be pretty set, honestly. And then a couple of days leading up to this stream, I did see a question, should you grind for gold or should you get Amarok? And Amarok, which I have on right now, Amarok and a gold helm or whatever helm you can get to boost, you know, defense just a little bit is going to get you to World 4. World 3 is the hardest world to progress through in my personal opinion, but it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Good question though, Alan. Good question. Copper collector. We're going to kind of split this. I'm going to want, you know, a base level across all the way across the board. When it comes to, how many points do I have? I have 14 left. So I'm going to put 14 into strength some more just so I can max this out. Perfect. And then, do I really care about refinery throttle, or do I want build speed or construction XP? So we're going to put 100% into construction XP. That's important right now. And then, since we're going to use this character primarily, brother, what is going on? There is no shot that I can pronounce that name, but welcome. Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. There's no shot I could ever pronounce that name, but it's good to have you here. So I think what I'm going to do, since we're going to make this a mining-centric character just to support our main, we're going to put points into that, and then we're just going to get that all the way up, and I think we're looking pretty good. As far as this is concerned, I'm going to put 10 points into Will of the Eldest, just because you don't need base weapon power when you're talking about mining, so we don't need that. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to put as many points as we possibly can into Super Source. Was lucky, got that to 96. Then we're going to dump the rest of the points into Printer Sampling. And I think this character is about ready to go into the mines for a very, very long time. So I'm not going to put points into power, mining, and defense just because this is a very... Oh, gun sales. What's going on, dude? How in God's name do you pronounce that? Your other name. Kakten Sepkorab. Not even close. Not even close. And then we're going to put the rest of the points into redox rates, and this character is going to be good enough for now. And I think we're going to drop him off and forget about him as we kind of progress down the rest of the ladder. I do know that we're missing gold. Here's a quick tip for you. If you want to get to the gold, but you don't have that bridge like I don't here, go into the gym shop, immediately exit the gym shop, teleports you right over here. You just got to run on up. So, a little bit of a tip for you. So, we got him. He's mining the gold. We are good to go. Now, as far as the Shaman, we're going to get them ready, and they're going to start mining some of the more difficult trees. So, we're going to toss on both of those. Let me pick up all of this stuff. What do I want? I definitely don't want all these potions. Potions mean nothing to me at this current point. Then we're going to teleport on back. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go visit World 2 real quick. And then we're going to change our talents. We're going to get them ready to chop trees for pretty much the next millennia. All right. Going to toss on Molto Lago, sorry. Perfect. Toss all of that into the bank. And since this character doesn't really benefit from anything else that's not already up, we're just going to spend the rest of the points. We're going to put it all into Inner Peace. Again, we're not going to be at a point where we're going to benefit from anything like having a Maestro. So there's really no point in not taking the XP increased talent. And now, since we're on our Shaman, which you should always be on your Shaman just for bubble breakthrough. So it's 100% alchemy XP and a 201% out of a new bubble when brewing on this player. Should always be trying to do this on a Shaman. Do I have any that are above a 10? Okay. Unlucky. Unlucky. I'm just going to burn through the rest of them. Oh, cool. We got one. Big Game Hunter. So we haven't even unlocked the possibility of giants, so that really does nothing for us. But, you know, it's something cool to have. Cool beans. All right, so this character is good to go. I've dropped everything off into there. Perfect. Am I forgetting anything? Okay. Again, points into Will of the Eldest. And then as many points into Super Source. And printer sampling as possible. All right. So for this character specifically, John, oh, here we go. Nope, I missed a couple. Alan's, a huge part of my enjoyment through Idleon was because of your videos. Thank you so much. Oh, brother, you're too kind. You're too kind, Alan's. I do it honestly for you guys. I mean, you know, editing, sitting in a room, editing videos, not too much fun. But being able to help you guys and, you know, those kind words, it makes it all worth it. John Rennie, Palmer, you got some excellent videos. I just made it to World 3. I'm trying to get established with trapping. John, that is honest to God the hardest part, right? Once you get to World 3 and you're trying to do trapping, it took me 2 weeks, and I finally got to a point where I can make as many wooden traps as I need for all of my characters. It's getting lucky for the first one, and this is just me being honest with you. It's getting lucky with the first one, building up a kind of stockpile of those shinies. In this, you know, instance, it's the Mutant Crabbo. And it kind of snowballs. It's like everything in this game where it seems like, God, this sucks. Oh, it's slow. You know, I'm never going to progress. But once you get to a certain point where, you know, now my characters are able to all go for crabs and I'm starting to get shinies. Now, you know, I got to get to level 15, which is, you know, in and of itself, leveling up trapping is pretty slow. But once they do get to that level of 15, I've got enough wooden traps for, you know, every single character. So it is hard. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is definitely hard. All right. So for this character, I do happen to know that I need some palm leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, assign the attack. Don't forget it. And this character is going to be providing us with all of the logs that we need. As far as this, we're going to come in, we're going to put on the 8% skill efficiency. And then we're going to build ourselves a chopping build. So since we're just starting, and this is a, you know, free-to-play account, there's not going to be a whole lot of cards that you have unlocked. You know, you didn't buy any card packs, so you got next to nothing. So what you've got going on, you know, you might have to mix and match, you know, put in a 2% base wisdom. But it's doable. It is doable. So we went from 925 to 1260. So with that, I am happy. We're going to jump onto Abada, the Bowman. And we're going to have to do the same thing. We don't have the best carrying capacity. So that's something we got to work on. Cool. And I do want to pick up the ham. I want to pick that up. And then we'll just pick up the rest of the mustache combs. And now we're going to get this character ready for catching. So switching on over to our catching tab. If you're trying to build a catcher, you're going to put as many points as possible into elusive efficiency. And you'll notice that this character, the Bowman and the Hunter, they don't have an AFK gain for their skills. You have fighting and then the production speed and all town skills. Instead, you're going to put as many points into the production speed and all town skills. That's going to level up your anvil. It's going to allow you to, once you switch back over into doing damage, you know, getting more experience that way. So we're going to pump that, and then you do get an increase to your skills as a Bowman, which is catching, if you put points into agility, and this would be quickness boots. So that is exactly what we are going to do. Then we're going to come on over here. We're going to put 100 points into Focus Soul, 100 points into Acme Anvil. Now, you do have a couple of different choices. If this character is going to, really be plussing up your anvil, or you're trying to, craft specifically on that character, these bottom 3 are somewhat useful. But if you just want an all-around good character that's also capable of, going out and catching while your other characters are doing stuff, I would actually recommend putting it into Sanic Speed and just getting that increase to base agility. And now we're in the meat and potatoes. We're going to put 100 points right away into telekinetic logs because we want that catching efficiency. Then we're going to, it's kind of a better of the 3. So we have 177 points to mess around with. I personally, 100 points into the catching away gains, and then you got 77. And I kind of split these up until I'm at a point where I have enough points to, get them all to level 100. I kind of just split these up. Obviously, if you're doing better than me and you have a lot more points, I would max out first the Bug Enthusiast for the catching XP, because catching is kind of slow. Then I'd put it into Briar Patch Runner, and if you have enough points, put it into Agility again. Same thing as all the other characters. We're going to dump 10 points into there. Going to dump 100 points into both of these skills. And then our Bowman's pretty much ready to go. Switch on over to here. Perfect. So I'm going to run on by the chest here, and I'm going to see exactly what we're missing. So we're pretty low on flies. I think that's going to be step number 1, is getting those flies up. But yeah, hopefully John answered your question. Alan's, again, thank you so much, brother. That definitely means a lot. I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who's here. It's always a good stream. So once we get this character ready, I'm going to jump onto the Hunter and just see how bad we're doing in terms of... Perfect. How bad we're doing in terms of being able to progress into World 3. So it might take a little bit more than I thought, but we'll be good. We'll be good one way or another. We'll be good. Cool. And we did grind. We got a Plat Amarok, so we got 12% skill AFK gain. So we're looking pretty good. 57%. It's not as good as some of you guys, but for a free-to-play account, I will take that. Gun sales. What max level of book we can get with all bonuses? Are you talking about like if it's a main account and you've got like every possible bonus that you can get? I think that's 151 or 153. It's in the 150s. All right, so this is our main. This is the Hunter, and we're just gonna gauge how we're looking. So same thing. We're gonna drop everything. It's gonna be like, oh, do you want to pick up all the potions? Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, cool. We're gonna pick up everything. We're going to drop the potions. Perfect. So, one of the hardest things about progress in this game, it boils down to one of two things. It's usually not damage. It's usually defense and accuracy. So, when you're going about this, like, who was it? Let me scroll back up. Alan's was talking about. So, Shakracy and FMJ are going to be your 2 sources of where you're going to get that defense and where you're going to get that accuracy. And another good one, which is in terms of your equipment. And if you happen to be on during the Apple launch event, I did get the Apple hat, so that's pretty cool, is making sure that you put all of the stones onto your equipment. As you can see, I have 4 right here, 3 on the hat, 1 on there. But for the most part, I've tried to make sure that all of my gear is boosted as much as it did, or as much as I can, because that's where you're going to get a lot of your defense from. And if you can't afford, geez, I'm having a stroke over here. If you can't afford World 3, then World 2 is not too bad. But we're looking at 3 defense per stone that you use, and you're going to be using multiple stones on your equipment. So we're talking in the grand scheme of things, that adds up. That's 30, 40, 50 defense. So we're going to take off all of our gear, and we're going to hopefully get lucky. Hopefully streamer luck. Perfect. Streamer luck. Streamer luck. Don't do this to me. Oh, with the last one. You love to see it. Yes, it did. Thanks a lot. Of course, John. And then gun. So this is not enough to 7% from every stack of Zao. I would check gun. I know it's on the wiki exactly what your max is. I want to say it's around 150, but I have never been asked that question before, so I don't know enough to, 100% that's exactly what it's going to be. But I'm pretty confident it's in the 150s. Pretty confident. But after the stream, since you're in the Discord, I will definitely jump on over to the Discord and I'll give you that information. By the way, if you're in the stream and you haven't joined it, there's a PalmerPlays Discord. After this video is done, or any of my last videos, you will see a link to the Discord, and you can 100% join if you want to. It's obviously, you don't have to, but I would love to have you. Cool. All right. I think we're looking pretty good there. Excellent. Okay. So as we look at it, with no buffs, we're at 60,000 damage base, which I think is going to be good enough to progress into World 3. Things that we're going to be looking for. So right now, I have no food just because I haven't had to use food in order to progress this far into World 3. But because this is a free-to-play account, you can see I've spent a lot of time slowing down and getting to, 4 stars on each of the cards that I've unlocked. And I think that the first 2 are probably the most important. The Sheepy for the 15% defense from equipment, and the Frostflake for 35 base strength. Allen's, I don't know, brother. Really curious if player count will go up when World 5 comes out. I would assume it would, but I got no idea, brother. Lava doesn't email me with what he plans on doing with the game, so I have no idea. We're going to make a pair of iron boots real quick, I think. But hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. It was a good week for me. It's kind of, the weather outside kind of crummy, but, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Don't think we're going to be going out and doing anything fun this weekend because of how bad the weather is, but you never know. Something cool might happen. So we're going to make the iron boots. Going to drop both of these bad boys, and I haven't done Amarok in, I want to say, a month. So we're going to come in here, and I think we're able to pretty much one-shot Amarok. Perfect. Pick up the keys. I really wish that would count for more than 3 days, because there's times where I'm gone off this account for about a week. And, if you could just get the keys for how long you've been gone, that was 135,000 hit. I didn't even know we could hit that high. Excellent. Perfect. Perfect. So a lot of people have asked why this character is all AFK, and it's because we haven't unlocked auto loot yet. So a lot of the stuff that we would be doing, either our computer would crash just because there's that much loot on the ground, or we wouldn't pick up nearly enough loot, right? So since we don't have auto loot, we keep that off just because, I wouldn't be able to loot any of it anyways the second that I stepped away from my computer. So auto loot does us no good, unfortunately. But I think we can make it to World 4, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. All right, I just wanted to see if we could smack around Amarok. We're just not able to do the chaotic version just yet, which is, it's all right. Excellent. Cool. Let me drop. Oh, I didn't know I got a book from this. Hold on. Oh, it's Will Avail this. I don't need that. So we're going to dump everything, and then we're going to take these boots over. Djin, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. If you're in the stream, that means it is Friday. That means we made it. Perfect. If you're just catching Djin right now, what we're doing is we are getting prepared to progress through World 3. And we are looking pretty good so far. Just broke 100 on the Civil War memory box. All right. I need to make some room. Really don't think I need this. And if I need it, I can go get another one. All right. So we are at Refrigeration Station. So with no buffs, we're looking at 53% survival rate understandable. So now, whenever that pops up, 53%. We pop that on, we're at 100%, making them just under 1 million an hour. So no damage requirement, 601. We're coming in just under 407. It's been a week. Oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing, brother? Was your week not good? So we are good, right? And I think we're going to be good for this zone. I believe we're going to be good for this zone. Really, when you start getting around like the Thermeister, the Cryo Snakes, the Boom Boxes, you know, right here is going to be the problem child for us. So more or less we have 3 zones right here to be good. I can't think of a better word to say that. So in those 3 zones is where we're gonna have to figure out, like, are we going to make it? You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna give our characters in the background enough time to be able to get all the gear that we're gonna need to progress. So I'm gonna pop some candies real quick for the sole purpose of seeing excuse me. The sole purpose of seeing if we're able to fight the second zone, so the zone beyond that. If you don't know what this pile of snow is, you can build something a little bit later that will allow you to summon a mini boss, which is pretty cool. So we're going to drop everything again. So we're looking at level 11 as far as our health and defense, our Issachin Shrine. So 42%. And we're able to 100% this map as well, so this is good. So our original prediction on how far we're going to be able to get, that's going to be pretty good. So what we're going to do in the background now, I'm going to keep the food on me. We're going to focus on a couple very select things. So when I come in here and I look at my quick reference and I look at my anvil, what I'm going to work towards getting is a platinum helmet, okay? I'm going to work towards getting a Pharaoh bow for the hunter. And we're going to go all in on the hunter, okay? This is what I did on the first account. That's what I'm going to do on this account, is I'm going to put all the resources from all my other characters towards one character to ensure that I can progress and I can get to World 4. Now, a lot of people, they're going to be like, you know, that's kind of boring. Hey, understandable, 100%. But if you're not going to pay for this game, right, and it is completely free to play, and that's the way that you're playing, and you're not doing it active, you're doing it completely AFK, you got to make some sacrifices. So that's what I did on the first account. That's what I'm going to do on this one. Now, I don't think we're going to go into platinum, any of the platinum gear, just because at this point it's going to be worse than your Amarok. I'm one of those people who 100% believe you can get to World 4 with just Amarok and a good helmet. Obviously, you know, obviously a good weapon, but yeah. And then, before I forget, because I almost forgot there, I did promise someone I was going to craft a wooden spear because they wanted to see if it's better or worse, because he had read somewhere that a wooden spear was good for a hunter, which is true. Equipping a wooden spear, so it doesn't do anything there. 769, 809. So equipping a wooden spear is good, especially if you're on a hunter and you're trying to do an arena, and that's because you've got enough damage that you can just, you know, one-shot everything anyways. If you're active, but you're kind of a lower level, but, you know, it's in a zone where you feel comfortable, yeah, a spear could be good. It gives you that AoE cleave capability. But for the most part, if you're just getting through World 3 the first time, I wouldn't use a wooden spear. Would not use a wooden spear. That's a huge chunk of your damage gone. And when we need every bit of damage in order to kill the mobs, in order to proc the goblet of hemoglobin, you know, it's not gonna be good. That's where you're gonna start to run into those issues. Okay. DJin, I'm sorry, brother. My week was equally busy. Was your week at least good, even though it was busy? Hopefully the answer is yes. So a couple new people just joined. If you just joined us now, I'm going over how to progress through World 3 on a completely free-to-play account, so the Inside the Mind of a Noob series. And all other characters are going to be support characters, getting materials that I need in order to get one character to World 4. And then getting one character to World 4, and then the rest of them are going to end up in the lab anyways. So the fact that, they haven't cleared World 3 is not a huge, turn off for me. Question from Allens. Should I use a wooden spear for Skull Arena then? Are you talking about the little minigame in World 2? My answer to that question would be yes. Just for the most part, those mobs are going to be weak enough for any of your characters that you should be able to, one-shot them. So the answer to that question would be 100% absolutely. All right, so we are on the Barbarian. The Barbarian is going to be our primary, let me find it, Fisherman. So we are going to get this bad boy geared up and ready to go. So since you're not going to be using this character as a miner, you can completely ignore this bottom portion. And instead what we're going to do is we're going to put as many points into Absolute Unit, Firmly Grasp It, and Hungry for Gold. And then we are going to equip those attacks down here. So that boost in the strength is what's going to, allow us to get more fish. Oh yeah, Allens, absolutely. If you're talking about the the skull guy, I can't think of his name. He's 5 feet away. I'll go look at him. Kilroy? Is it Kilroy? Yeah, Kilroy. Yeah. If you're doing Kilroy, let me see what we got on here. Wood mushrooms are, kind of hard. I'd say they're one of the harder World 1 mobs. But if we're talking slimes, if we're talking green mushrooms, anything like that, I would 100% put a wooden spear onto my archer class just so they can get a little bit more, cleave capability. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. So for Fisherman, we're going to put 100 points into Warming Undercover, 100 points into Catching some Z's, and now we got a choice. Fishing XP. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a choice. It's going into Fishing XP. If you're like me and you suck at the fishing minigame, your fishing minigame mini score might be exceptionally low, like it is for me, and you'd rather just take the Fishing XP. More Fishing XP, more gains, more levels. So we are good there. Going to come over into the Codex, and we're going to get ourselves a nice fishing setup. Luckily, I did get this to 4 stars, so we have 35 base strength. We're going to toss on the 12% skill AFK gain rate. And then we're going to toss on the Bloat for the 2% fishing AFK gains. And the Hermit Can for 5% total efficiency, and Jellyfish for 5% total XP. Then we're going to make sure we toss on some skill efficiency, and this is pretty much as good as our Barbarian is going to get. And we're going to come on over here. And then in the background, when I don't have you guys on stream, what I'm going to do is forget to equip the bubble, but I'm going to go right back. And we're going to toss Sploosh on, put that onto him, and we did forget the Bowman. We're going to toss on Bug 2, Bug Squared. And now we're good to go. Perfect, 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 perfect. Now, if you are going for a specific fish, you can mess around with this. If you're at the point where I'm at right now, it's more or less just the best one you've got, just because you don't have a lot of choices. Do make sure that you do have your use auto attacks during auto. That way your stuff's getting used while you're gone, okay? So he is all set up. We are looking good. We're going to come over to Aaron, who is also going to be another person who's going to be doing chopping for us while our hunter pushes. So we're going to drop all the stuff we don't need, pick up all the stuff we do want, and we'll pick up whatever. Degen, good, but busy. So all in all, I can't complain, just tired. Oh, brother, you and me both. The second this stream is over, I am going to sleep. I've done nothing but data input all day. Literally all day. I've been putting numbers into spreadsheets, numbers into a capture program. So I am with you, brother. I am with you. Once this stream is over, I'm going to sleep. I also, to do with the stream, I learned how to input an avatar of my my logo in the bottom right-hand screen, the bottom right-hand portion of the screen. And when I talk, the guy's mouth moves. So it's the PalmerPlays avatar on the screen talking while I talk. I learned how to do that today during my lunch break. So it would have been on this stream. This is actually the stream I wanted to showcase it. But because this is on a Windows, this isn't Steam, right? So it's not a separate window that is able to be captured by OBS. It's actually a Windows program off of the internet. So OBS can only focus on one screen if that's the case. So the avatar is not able to overlay over a Windows platform. It has to be an actual game platform, like if you played Idleon on Steam. So if we were playing on Steam on the main progress series, there'd be a little guy right here in the corner, if you can see my mouse. Yeah, he'd be sitting here right here talking, and his mouth would be moving while I'm talking. Learned how to do that today. Super cool. I can't wait to actually be able to use it. I might put it in a video. I don't know, but learned how to do that today. I thought it was super nifty. I wanted to share that with you guys. let me get something to drink. I'm losing my voice. There we go. I am back. So we're going to do the same thing as the first character. We're going to put 100 points into log on logs, 100 points into inner peace for that increased XP gain. And then we're going to do a little bit of the same. We're going to try to put at least 75 points into both of these and kind of balance it out. Obviously, as we do get the chopping levels, we're going to try and get both of these to 100 apiece. Just so, excuse me, just so they're being leveled in tandem. When you come over here, charge siphon. This is good and bad. It is good because it's a very quick and efficient way to be able to get souls. At the point in the game we're at now, if this was a pay-to-play account, I would tell you, hey, buy some teleport charges, get that character out there to level up your worship. Since this is a free-to-play account and we get about 1 teleport a day, we're not going to do that. So we're going to charge siphon. We're going to, have this character close by. They're going to be out there getting the forest fibers that we're going to need for different equipment. And they're just going to steal the siphon every single time we need it. And we're going to go about business that way. So what we're going to do, so if you don't know, worship efficiency, just more souls. Worship XP, obviously more XP. And then charge rate. So the charge rate is good. I'm going to put, a base 25 points in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 75 points into these other two. No, I guess this one gets 76. I'll put 76 just so they're even. And then I'm going to put the rest into the nearby outlet. I just put more stock into the efficiency and more stock into the XP gain than a minimal charge rate difference. Granted, if my charge rate was, what is it right now? Charge speed, so 42% a day. If I had a better skull, like a gloss soul, like skull, like the level 55 one, then that becomes, great, right? Like you want this to be level 100, but we're not at that point. We're not going to be at that point when I do delete this account. When am I going to finish World 3? I will probably be to World 4 in about a month. So in about a month, this account is going to get deleted. So not going to put too much stock in there just because I do know for a fact that this account is eventually going to go bye-bye. And, there's no point. No point. So we're going to do the same thing. As you can see, we got a theme going on here. So it is beneficial to us to make sure every single character is capable of, printing 2 different items and then also their main progress skill. So we have Molto Lago on him, deposit everything. And then we're going to get this guy down to the forest fibers. Super awesome. D-Gen, I know, brother. I was stoked. I dropped it in the Discord, a little video of me figuring it out. And I was absolutely besides myself with happiness that I figured out how to do that. Cool. So 866 an hour, 8.14K. That is not bad. That is not bad. We're going to switch this over. We're going to get chopping efficiency, chopping XP, Then we're going to come on down. We're going to get the 12% skill AFK gain. And we're going to toss on skill efficiency. And we're actually looking at 1.174 for 11.3k. Then we're going to come on over here. We got the J-Man. J-Man trying to make gains. So, how was your guys' week? Anybody got any funny stories to share? I don't want to be up here just talking to myself. I want to talk to you guys. What did you guys do this week? You got anything you want to talk about? All right. For this character, I think since mining is probably going to be our slowest gain, I'm going to get this character over there to assist the Squire with mining. So I'm going to get him all set up. This is Idleon 101. And then we're going to get him out here. So the way I'm looking at it, we don't need a ton of catching, right? There's not that many bugs that we need. We're going to have 2. Wait, no. Hold on. Is this a Squire or is this a Barbarian? Yeah, that's a Barbarian. Okay. So since I'll have 2 fishermen with the help of the Maestro, we're going to have 2 miners. And then we're going to have 2 going for logs and 1 going for catching. So I think that's going to balance itself out pretty well. I did equip that, so we're good there. College just started up again last quarter, though. Oh, Allens, what are you going to college for, brother? I am back in college trying to pursue the Masters of Business Administration. So it is as rough as you would expect it. Perfect. Did I switch cards on my Squire? I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to assume the answer is no. So I'm actually going to want to go back there and switch that. Also don't have this character ready at all. Perfect. So if you never leveled the Maestro, 100% into Happy Dude, as many points as you possibly can. Marketing major. What is a marketing major? Like what do you guys do? And then when you get to a point, eventually you're going to want 100 points into all of the different skills. Just because as a Maestro, you're going to be doing mining, then you're also going to be doing catching, and you're also going to be doing chopping. So a nice even spread across the board is what we're going to look for. You don't have to worry about there being an AFK gain for skilling. It's only for fighting on a J-Man. And then when you come over here, there's really not a lot of anything that helps you out right here because the J-Man is not the premier skilling. It's Maestro. That's where you get the perks where you can kill crystal mobs. When you kill the crystal mobs, well, you'll lose, a percentile of how much experience that you need in order to level up. So since that is the case, we're going to put as many points into card galore as possible. Just because this is a free-to-play account, well, we do want to get cards because eventually we're going to have enough cards where we get the bonuses from that. So really that's the only thing you're looking at in these tabs. You can put 100 points into reroll please if you have it, just for a chance to get an extra card. But outside of that, really nothing that you need. We're going to come here. We're going to put 10 points into Will of the Eldest like always. And then another 96 points into Super Source and 100 into Printer Sampling. Business major, but focus on the advertising promotion aspect. Less on numbers, more on the macro, micro of various aspects. Allens, so you could tell me how to make a good YouTube channel, is what you're saying. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing this for fun. So if I ever need help, I'm going to come to you, brother, just so you know. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. Perfect. So we got the Maestro. Was he supposed to stay on copper? I feel like he was supposed to stay on copper. Yes, he was. Okay. Cool. We're going to get him out. And I think we're actually going to have 3 chopping. If I just saw that correctly. We still have 1 more alchemist. I'm struggling to get damage on my J-Man. Any tips? Fish, if I can be brutally honest with you, brother, you're not going to see gains on the J-Man. And what do I mean by that? On Maestro, you get access to a skill which increases your damage based on how much you've leveled up your skills, right? In all the other classes, like this one right here. So, Warrior, for example, right? Where's your thing? I guess this is a bad example. Let me jump on to this guy. So, when I come over here, right, the alchemist gets viral vials. The wizard gets damage from stamps. The hunter gets it from Looty McShooty. So there isn't any of those for the J-Man until you get to Maestro. So really, the answer to the question is I would progress, brother, until I get to the point where I unlock Maestro, and then I would invest heavily in leveling up my skills. The gains that you would get right now in your J-Man are going to be so minuscule compared to what you would get once you got the Maestro to that point. Does that make sense? I wouldn't put too much stock, or I wouldn't beat myself about it right now, Fish, just because once you unlock Maestro, that's where the gains are going to come from. Just hit yesterday, I want to say 45 mil on my Maestro, and it's all from skilling, Pickpack, welcome, brother. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Welcome to the stream, brother. Good to have you. And then Mayboob, welcome back. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Mayboob. I felt like you didn't want to watch anymore. Perfect. So we already had this character more or less set up to do chopping, so we're good there. Try to pick up all of this. Don't want that. Perfect. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I'll stick to leveling my skills on the fishing and catching quest at the moment. Oh, you're talking about getting the prerequisite skills in order to make the Maestro fish? I remember that. People think I've been playing for years. I've only been playing now for 4 months. So, I mean, that was just, yesterday that I was doing that. It was 2 months ago I just unlocked Maestro. And yesterday he got 45 million. So it goes faster than you think. It definitely goes faster than you think. All right, so we are back on the Barbarian. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to get this character ready to start fishing. What I'm really hoping to get out of this is the Squire is going to go get the Squire is going to go get platinum, and the Barbarians are going to focus on getting jellyfish. Beltosaur666. What's going on, brother? I don't think I've seen you before either. Evening, just catching the stream just now. Struggling to get good mining efficiency on my Squire. Level 85, got Dementia Pick, only getting about... Well, hold on. Got Dementia Pick, only getting about 100 to 140 ore an hour. Free to play. Any advice how to improve? Let me see how I'm doing. So you have a Dementia Pick. Let me look at this. Level 85, got Dementia Pick, only getting about 100 to 140 ore an hour. What's your efficiency at, Beltosaur? And what are you trying to mine? Because right now I'm at just under 10k efficiency. So I'd be saying, hey brother, whatever you're trying to mine, whatever you're trying to mine, I would not be mining that, brother. I would honestly take a step back. I would reassess the situation. I would try to get the Wyoming blood stamp up, or not stamp, alchemy bubble up. So take a step back. Like Fish said, and I don't like giving myself a shout out, but I did put a lot of love into my mining video. I'd just give that an honest look, brother. And then, you got to kind of be honest with yourself. I had a lot of people when I first started playing Idleon. They didn't tell me I sucked, but they gave me a lot of good advice on how to improve. And any one of my videos, if you want to drop your Idleon efficiency after the stream, I will gladly take some time out of my day and I'll look at it. But you might have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I can't mine Dementia. You might have to take a step back. You might have to go down to, not void, gold. You might have to go to plat, okay? 70k efficiency, I've watched the video, okay. So without looking at your Idleon efficiency, I would say you probably need to, 1, level up Wyoming blood some more. 2, put some more points into Hardy Diggy. And again, don't look at what I'm doing on the screen because this is the free-to-play account, so of course it sucks. Points into Hardy Diggy, points into Wyoming Blood. Okay? Don't forget your... Where's my mining efficiency? No, material cost for stamps. I might not have unlocked it on this character. The vial for mining efficiency, try to put points into it. Make sure your build is flushed out. So if your Squire is only level 50, you're not going to have as good of a build as if you got that Squire up to level 100 and you actually had the points in order to, be able to spread load the love. And then don't forget stamps. 9 out of 10 people who ask me to look at their Idleon efficiency, they just forgot about stamps. And I did the same thing, brother. I'll be honest with you. I was in World 4. I thought I was doing good. I just broke 1 million damage. And I had one of the top 10 Idleon players. His name's Gannon. Look at my account, and he told me, bro, you suck. You missed this, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. And his biggest point was I didn't put any points into my stamps. And they're honest to God, it's not a huge buff, but it's a buff to all your characters doing X, Y, or Z, right? So don't forget it. Do not forget it. But yeah, I play off Steam. Don't know if I can link the efficiency. I play off Steam. Don't know if I can link the efficiency. What Djin just said, there's a PalmerPlays Discord. Djin, if you're not busy, brother, could you grab the link to the Discord, drop that into the chat, and then Beltasaur, if you want to link the efficiency, you should still be able to pull it off of Idleon efficiency. If you go onto the Discord and you drop that, following this stream, I'll make it a point to look at yours, and I'll give you all of my tips, okay? Pick pack, 4 months, that bro, your build different. I tell you, brother, once you get to a certain point, it all just snowballs. I hit 1 million damage, and then 3 days later, I was at 10 million damage, and then 2 weeks later, I was at 100 million damage. It really just snowballs. I'm definitely not good at the game. I'll tell you that much for free. It's just you start playing, you start doing the right things, find people who know the game a little bit better, and then boom, next thing you know, you're slaying it. So this character is going to be a fisherman, so we don't care about any of this stuff. We care about putting points into Tempestuous Emotions, Absolute Unit, and we'll put the rest of the points into Firmly Grasp It. So it's the exact same build as the other one we were doing. Perfect. Then we're going to put another 100 points into Warming Undercover, 100 points into Catching Some Z's, and as many points as we can into the Fish Diet. Excelente. And just so you boys, you may not know, I was trying to get a YouTuber challenge series started, which would pit all the different YouTubers together in a challenge series, but haven't heard back from not a single person. So, we might have to break 20,000 subscribers. We might have to break 20,000 before they'll want to come do that with me. But we'll get there someday. I've only been doing YouTube since I started playing Idleon, so I've only been doing YouTube for 4 months. So, we'll get there. Not too worried about it. Not too worried about it. So, 10-minute tips. We're going to toss on that for our mage, our shaman. We're going to toss that on. Perfect. Perfect. And then we're going to toss this on to... Where are you? Is it AA, Ron? It is. Cool. But no, absolutely. That was a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop that down into the chat. I love answering questions more than I like playing the game. I don't know. I just like answering questions. I find that more fun than whatever I've got going on the screen. Cool beans. Let us get the skill efficiency out. We're going to change our tab here. Going to do the same thing. We're going to toss on the skill percent AFK gain. Going to toss on the base strength. We're going to toss on the bloach, jellyfish, and hermit can. All right. And I think we're looking good. Fish, I follow a few. I'll make sure I put it in their comments. I follow a few. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. No, I thought that was cool. I made a short last night. short, and I put it to the soundtrack of Crazy Train. And it was, I think it was the teams as I had described them. It was Griffey-Bit, Nocturnal Gaming, Cinderbane versus myself, Orbit Guy, and Random Flower Name. And it was a 3-on-3 challenge. And essentially, there were 5 challenges. One was a timed relay all the way to Amarok. So you both start in the same world. Right at the very start, once you get out of the tutorial island, you start. Whoever the officiator would be, we'll say, it's Fish, just for, the example. So Fish would say 1, 2, 3, go. And then it is a race to get to Amarok. And then once you get to Amarok, everyone teleports back to the World 1 base camp, and then they take off all gear. All gear comes off. And now you're naked, no food. You go back to Amarok, and it is a skills challenge to defeat Amarok with no food, no weapon, no gear, nothing. And it's 2 parts. One, you have to survive. So if you lose or if you die, right, you're out. Game over. But you also have to kind of go fast because it's also timed, right? So it's you versus another, YouTuber. And then after that, it's going to be well, I'm saying that like it's happening, After that, it was an Idleon trivia game. So, I'll use Fish again for an example. So Fish would have some questions prepared, and he would say, what is the 9th mob in World 1? Which would be Glublins, I think. Let's see. So spores, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no, the 9th mob in World 1 would have been Gigafrogs, right? So Fish would have a couple questions prepared for us, usually best out of 5, so there'd be 5 questions. And whatever team would get 3 of them right first would get the point. And then the 4th challenge was a crafting challenge. So if somebody said, make me a farmer brim without looking in the anvil, which I don't even know what you need for a farmer brim. So spore cap and copper ore. So you're not allowed to look at the anvil, right? You have to come back and you either can make the item or you can't, right? And then it has to be either a weapon or a hat just so you can equip it because there's no trading in this game to prove you made it. So Fish would say, okay, go make me a farmer brim. You can't look at the anvil. You have to go get the material that you hope is correct, which would be 4 spore caps, 5 copper ores, and it's timed. And if you can't make the item after you came back to World 1, you don't get a point. The other team does. And then I think the last challenge was a hide and seek. So Beltasaur 666 would go hide at, we'll call it, no, where's, whatever this one is. I can't remember. It's the one with the red mushrooms. He would say something vague like the 2nd largest tree in Idleon. And it is a foot race, right? Both YouTubers, both challengers, whatever, would be in World 1. It'd be a foot race to where they believe he is. And the first character to come up to him and go, hi, would win the point. And essentially it was a 3 versus 3 challenge series between, all the YouTubers who play Idleon. And whatever team got 3 out of the 5 points would be crowned the champions. But that was the idea. I don't think any of them want to do it. I just don't know if Idleon's a competitive game. Random flower name did get back to me. He's just a busy dude, which, I completely understand. I do full-time job, college, and YouTube. So, I get it. I am tired almost every single day, so I understand where he's coming from, and I just haven't heard back from the other guys yet. So, I'll keep trying. I'll keep bugging him until we make this happen. Cool beans. Cool beans. But don't know how I got onto that rant. I think it's because I saw Fish saying he followed a few of them and he was going to put it in their comments. But, yeah, that was just my idea. A 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4 challenge series. And I thought that'd be kind of cool. Kind of like, does anyone play old school RuneScape in the chat right now? I don't know if you guys have ever seen Gillenor games. It was a huge series over on RuneScape called Gillenor games. And probably one of my favorite series of all times. Cool beans. All right. I don't care so much about the base agility. What I do care about is the health. So I'm going to toss that on. We're at 731. Survivability is still 100%. Beltasaur, you love old school RuneScape? Do you still play? Beltasaur, if you still play RuneScape. Yeah, I know Soup. I love Soup. If you still play old school RuneScape, I made a video the other day. I'm giving away 5 free bonds in old school RuneScape. So if you haven't done it yet, jump on over to that video. It was the last video that I posted. I'm doing a 5 bond giveaway. I've been playing old school RuneScape again for about a week. I got disgustingly lucky. I was at 200 KC at Wintertot, and I got the Phoenix Pet, I got the Tomb, and I got half of the Pyromancer's outfit. So to celebrate, since I can't do any giveaways here, I made a RuneScape account because I love RuneScape. I'm still very butthurt that I got hacked. But, you know, before I die, I want to max. So I'm 30 right now. I've got maybe 40 more years. I got 40 more years in me before I die. I would love to max. So right now, I got Idleon, I got Idle Skilling, and RuneScape. So if any of you guys watching right now play RuneScape, absolutely, go jump into that contest. Next week, Wednesday, I'm going to announce the winner, and the winner's going to get 5 free bonds, and I think I've got another 5 free bonds I can give away. So we'll see. I know I saw Griffey trying to start a speedrun thing so he could be on board. Oh, he was actually preparing for it? Oh, well, then I feel dumb. I gotta start getting ready. I gotta start getting ready. If we got Griffey over there practicing, I'm over here trying to get a hunter to World 4. I am falling behind, brother. Let me check what level we're at right now. 726. It's 900, right? Yeah. So I can't make another character just yet. Yeah, still have my hardcore going strong. Haven't played in a while, and I know I saw your Phoenix. I went 700 KC dry at the Toad to get a Tomb. Oh, brother, I'm so sorry. And you have bigger balls than I ever will. I have played Iron Man before, and that's actually my preferred method. But I do want to do giveaways because I can't do that in Idleon, so it has to be a main account. But I would never in my life put myself through a hardcore just because I've died now, I don't know, 7, 8 times while I've been in my Discord talking, and I look over at Wintertot and I'm dead. Luckily, I can buy the Phoenix back for $1 million every single time, but I would have been fuming. What is my idle skilling progress right now? I am in Purgatory, which is after you get through the grasslands, you unlock. So after the dungeon, you unlock Purgatory. I am in Purgatory right now. I do 41 QQ damage, and I think I have 231 million health, and I have a 300% shield. So idle skilling progress, whenever it came out on Steam is when I started. I think that's a month ago now, and I'm about halfway through. I say halfway. There's 10 levels. I am at 5, so technically I am halfway, but I do understand that it's probably going to get a lot harder, so I'm not halfway. But, yeah, we're making gains. We're making gains in idle skilling. But what I'm going to do right now, boys, we have been live for about an hour. I do need to get dinner ready for me and the wifey. So I'm going to get this character back over to... I want to do fruit flies, but I can't remember where fruit flies are. I want to say it's up, up, down, down. So I'm going to get him ready on the fruit flies. I did want to open it up. I had saved 10 minutes on the back end. So from 5:50 my time to 6 p.m. my time as just answer question time. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, this is the time I set aside to be able to answer any and all questions that you guys had. Oh, got a question right off the bat. Calvic QT, I can never AFK push through worlds. Every time I come back, he has only advanced one extra key mob. Calvic, did you unlock, so you have to, and I'm sorry I'm not playing idle skilling right now to actually show you what I'm talking about. Did you buy the auto progression from the shop? Do you know what that is? I think there's like a 6-second delay, so I'll wait. So if you haven't, that's completely normal. I have auto advanced on and auto attack as well. And you've only progressed one key or mob. Okay, so second question, right? Second question. And I'm not insulting your intelligence. Please don't take it this way. Did you buy the auto progression for that specific instance? So you have to have one for the grasslands. You have to have one for the desert. You have to have one for the mountains. You have to have one for the freaking whatever the hell's after mountains. And you have to have one for the dungeon, one for purgatory. Oh, no, Calvic, brother. No, that's something completely different. Completely different, my dude. So you have to... God, I'm not too good at idle skilling. Sorry, brothers. You have to go to the shop. So go to Limbo, right? Go to Limbo. Go to the shop, right? So you have the spot where your dudes are doing their magic. And then the second one with the portals. Then the third tab is the shop. And in there, you can spend keys to buy the auto progression. Auto attack is not auto progression. But once you buy that for the specific instance, so the grassland, the desert, the mountains, the fourth fucking one, and then the dungeon, then it auto progresses. Beltasaur, do you rebirth in idle skilling, or are you just grinding without restarting? I actually have somebody in the Discord explaining that to me. He's a really good player in Idleon and idle skilling. His name's Soft Clean. He says it's a healthy mix of both. So right now I'm going to push through Purgatory because I just got enough damage in order to kill Purgatory. Once I get done with Purgatory, I'm going to first Ascend, which don't mess up because I've messed up a couple times. So listen to this. So Ascend first. Don't spend any of your AP. Then go to the dungeon where you can then rebirth, and you get bonus points or BP from doing that. So don't spend any of your AP. Get to the dungeon. You get more BP, and that's kind of the cycle I'm going right now. I'll Ascend, then I'll rebirth, and then I'll just straight up Ascend, spend the points, and then I'll Ascend, and then I'll rebirth again. That's how I'm progressing. Calvic, no problem, brother. Like I said, idle skilling, it's, and I'm doing air quotes right now. I know you can't see that, but I'm doing air quotes. It's easier, air quotes, than Idleon, but I feel like a lot of it's not explained as good as it is in Idleon. I feel like idle skilling kind of just throws you the car keys and tells you to drive. Brother Joseph, it is good to see you. I know I wished Brother Mike a happy birthday yesterday. It was his 31st birthday yesterday. He's an old man. Old man. But yeah, we got about 8 minutes left, brothers. Were there any more questions? Any questions whatsoever? Well, I'm waiting on the questions to come in, Brother Joseph. I've gone to the Tomato Bar, and that is a terrible restaurant. Absolute terrible restaurant. I am sad that I missed Brother Michael's birthday, but I would rather eat ramen noodles than go to the Tomato Bar. So I'm not missing the fact that I didn't go to the Tomato Bar. But good questions from Calvic. Great question from Beltosaur. What am I cooking for dinner tonight? So once the better half comes home, I'm actually going to make a burger. So just your regular burger, and then I'm also going to put pepper jack cheese on it. And I learned how to make the Chick-fil-A sauce. So it's going to be burgers, pepper jack cheese, and chipotle sauce. And then I'm also going to skin some potatoes. Probably toss some seasoning onto those bad boys, toss them into the air fryer, get those nice cooked up, and then I'm thinking a salad. Trying to, watch my girlish figure at 30, so I can't be getting too big. Salad with a light vinaigrette dressing, and then I think it's going to be a bottle of wine for her, and I think I'm going to have a adult beverage as well. So I think that's what I'm going to have for dinner, brother. Dejin, how was Chipotle? Chipotle was good, Dejin. You did not let me know that there were going to be 2 employees beating the living crap out of each other in front of me. So that was kind of weird. But other than the 2 ladies coming to blows, it was okay. I don't think it was the best food I've ever eaten in my life. I don't think I would go back just because I don't think the restaurant I went to was super great. There might be a better Chipotle, but the one I went to was not great. But it was good. Thank you for that. A whole bottle for her? Oh yeah, she can handle a whole bottle. And then Beltasaur, you enjoy your evening as well, brother. I thank you so much for stopping in. Trying to stream every Friday. I think next Friday I might actually stream Old School RuneScape. So we will have to see. We'll have to see what my schedule looks like. That usually doesn't happen at mine. Well, you might have a better Chipotle than mine, brother. There was definitely 2 chicks beating the living bejesus out of each other at mine. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's a 2 out of 5 for me as far as restaurants that I go to. While you guys are thinking of a couple more questions before I wrap things up, hopefully this process makes sense. And the only reason why we're doing this, as opposed to how I did it on the main account, is this is completely free to play. It has to be AFK, right? So I can't play because none of what I'm getting right now is actually going to be picked up unless I am actively at the keyboard. So having one character actually progress, I don't know what World Star is. Is that where people beat the crap out of each other? So having one character actually progress through the game, which is a hunter. It does not have to be a hunter. Let's say Barbarian. I'd say a Barbarian is probably your second best character. It will have less damage just because its damage source comes from Apocalypse Zao, whereas the hunter just comes from items picked up through Looty McShooty. So I would recommend a hunter do a 1 character push to World 4, and then you can just progress from there. But yeah, all these other characters, they're just going to be support classes. They're going to get all the materials that we need off screen, funnel it all into R99, and then boom, we're living. But with that being said, brothers, it's been a good stream. I need to set aside one of these Fridays to do maybe just a little bit over an hour. I'd like to get into 2-hour streams, but I wanted to ask you guys, is 1 hour good enough? Would you like 2-hour streams? Would you like a 10-hour stream? I'll never do a 24-hour stream because that's insane, and I'm old and I like sleep. But I could definitely do anywhere from a 2 to 5 hour stream. Maybe not in Idleon, just because Idleon's not meant to play for 5 hours straight. So that would probably be one of the old school RuneScape streams. But yeah, before I jump off, I still got 3 minutes to spend with you guys. If you guys wanted to see a 3-hour stream or a 2-hour stream, just let me know. But Alan's, you're absolutely welcome, brother. I definitely appreciate you guys stopping in. Dejin, after my awesome nap before I cook dinner, I'll probably jump on the Discord and mess with you. So I will be hitting you boys up, and I will make sure to drop the Discord link in the video. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. I am slowly falling asleep at the keyboard, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'm going to cut the stream off here, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.